Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are having a fantastic day. I know my day just got significantly better because Honda just dropped off one of the coolest press cars that I've ever received. This absolutely beautiful, mint, super clean 1999 Prelude Type SH has just only 2,872 miles. That's right, under 3,000 miles on this thing. And quite frankly, I think this Prelude Type SH is probably the cleanest Type SH Prelude on the planet. And in today's video, I'm going to go over all the reasons why. All right, so as you can see, I've moved the car into the sun because I really wanted to show you guys just how well the paint on this car still shines. You've never seen a 1999 model year car with paint quality that looks this good. It basically looks like it's rolled off the factory showroom floor because this car used to sit in Honda's museum, I believe, their history museum back in California, and I have it here in DC for the next couple of days. Driving it for the last couple of days because I've never driven one of these Preludes, so I think it's a really cool, nostalgic, timeless piece. So today let's go look at some of the reasons why this car is probably the cleanest example Prelude Type SH on the planet. I mean, check out this paint, guys. This is what Honda calls crystal blue metallic. First of all, the color, I didn't even realize it was blue. It's always looked like a silver gray color to me. In the sunlight, you can see a little bit of the blue flakes in it, so it does resemble a blue a little bit. But really, I'm just amazed at how clean this car is, how timeless the Prelude still looks. Now, if you guys are looking for a full review on this car where I actually drive it, be sure to come back when I actually post the full review on this car. In today's video, we're just going to go over all the reasons why this Prelude is probably the cleanest example that I've seen on the planet. Now, you can see most cars in this age group have very faded headlights. As you can see, this one's been sitting in a garage all its life. The headlights have no damage on them whatsoever. They still shine. Of course, it's a halogen headlight. The grille, the front bumper has no nicks whatsoever on it. It just looks like a brand new car because it essentially is a brand new car, obviously. Now, moving around the sides, you can see the wheels on this car. Typically, I find wheels from this era of vehicle, and these silver 5-spoke wheels from Honda are typically very corroded, very damaged, very curb rashed. And check out these wheels, guys. The original brakes, original rotors, there's no damage whatsoever. Honda actually moved to a 5-lug design on the wheel hubs for this generation Prelude. And look, it's got really skinny 205 50 series R16 tires. Honda did replace the tires. These Michelins were manufactured in 2018, but of course, 20-year-old tires are going to eventually dry rot. Looking at the rest of the body, you can see the sunroof looks brand new. There's no rust, there's no scratches. Everything in here, even the plastic pieces here, have no damage whatsoever. There's not even any like fingernail scratches that you typically find in this generation of vehicle. And it's just really, really cool. It's like a rolling time machine to see this car because it looks like it's been sitting in a time capsule and nobody's touched it for the last 20 years. Now, at the back, you can see very cool, nice, tasteful rear spoiler. You've got the Type SH sticker. It's not a badge, it's actually a sticker along with the double overhead cam VTEC, because remember, this has the loved H22 motor. And you can see the taillights, no corrosion, no fading, no water leaking in whatsoever. You have the factory exhaust system, which you can see the Prelude came with a chrome tipped single outlet exhaust. No rust whatsoever, no holes, no leaks. Man, this car, if Honda put it on Bring a Trailer, would easily bring, you know, over $30,000. It's just a really, really cool car to see in person. Over here on the roof, I am seeing a slight flaw in the car. You can see the weather stripping is slightly peeling back a little bit. This is pretty known to happen in this generation era of cars. Even a car that's sat in a garage for all of its life still has that issue, but very small, minor flaw for a car that's otherwise perfect. And underneath this heavy hood, you're gonna find the crown jewel of this generation Prelude. It's the H22 A4 motor. This double overhead cam, 2.2 liter VTEC 4-cylinder develops 200 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque. The Type SH only came with a 5-speed manual transmission. Front-wheel drive is your only option. I mean, check out this engine, guys. Look at it. It's completely unmolested. It still has all the factory components on it, factory air intake on it. You have this beautiful looking engine, which Honda's engines just don't look quite as pretty as this car, or as this engine used to. And really, this is such a cool thing to see. You could practically eat off of this engine. And I think that's probably the best aspect of this car. I know a lot of people would kill for that motor. They often do these motor swaps into Civics, but to find it in such good condition in this Prelude is a really cool sight indeed. Oh, this brings back memories. Just listen to that old school Honda chime. I love that sound. The newer Hondas, of course, have gone away from that chime. And look at this interior of this car. Just like the exterior, it is in just immaculate condition. The steering wheel comes off of a 6th generation Civic. The seats come off of that. I mean, this car, the interior, for how aggressive it looks on the outside, is a rather simple looking interior. The cloth material you can see has that 90s fabric pattern over there. They didn't even offer leather on this thing. The steering wheel rim, as you can see, is very thin, and it also has the classic Honda horn buttons over there, which is cool. At least you have dual airbags on this car. You don't have motorized seat belts. That went away in the early 90s, of course. Ooh, getting inside and sitting in this thing, wow, look at the visibility in this car. It's just incredible. Let me turn the key to shut that ding off. Oh, she starts right up, she purrs, no warning lights whatsoever. You still have anti-lock brakes. I mean, what a cool, awesome car that this is. And just look at the visibility in this car. I can see out of it so well from these thin pillars, the low hood, the side mirrors. I mean, it's just a very open and airy feeling cabin that has aged. I mean, it obviously looks old, but I kind of get in this car and it smells like nostalgia for me. It smells like high school for me because this is such a cool thing. I mean, check out the mileage right there, guys. 2,874 hours. So I put 2 miles on it since I drove this thing for the introduction of the video. You've got that 7,400 RPM Redline because remember, this has that H22 VTEC engine. Ooh, you'll have to come back to the second video if you guys want to see the driving scene for this car. But I mean, look at the rest of this interior. The chrome door handles here, typically I see these start peeling and warping away. This is still perfect. Typically you also see some of the panels in here start to peel away and separate from each other. They're all still perfect. Everything in here just works with a nice precision. Look at that cruise control button over there. I haven't seen one of those since a 1990s Honda. You have your moonroof control down here, of course. The sunroof on this car is still perfect. It's a very small sunroof, actually. It seems smaller than even the standard size sunroofs today. It didn't have a tilt feature. You could only open it. You couldn't actually tilt it up. I didn't even realize that. You can see the map pockets, or the map lights, just a halogen bulb, of course. There's a vinyl headliner here. The seats also, ooh, I mean, they're in perfect condition. There's basically no, damage to it, no cigarette burns. I see these 90s Hondas typically with so many cigarette burns. The dash also is perfect. There's no cracks. Everything in here still has a very tight panel gap. I mean, check out this clock. I remember when Honda used to do that, where you could reset it and you could change the time from these little buttons over here. Just really old school style slider controls for the ventilation. I mean, I haven't seen these in so long. By the way, the AC still blows ice cold. That's what I loved about these older Hondas. They had really cold air conditioning. The head unit, factory head unit. That's something that owners typically replace immediately. You can see it's just a single CD player. There's a little separate DIN here if you guys wanted to put a cassette player. I believe it was an accessory if you wanted a cassette player, or maybe they started taking those out in 1999. I can't remember. Stereo system's nothing to brag about, of course. The steering wheel, as you can see, it's got your cruise control buttons and a very thin rim. It's amazing to me how modern cars have gotten fatter and fatter steering wheel rims, which I like because this just feels like I'm not really gripping onto much, but you gotta love those horn buttons. I mean, old Honda turn signals here from the 90s that are really cool. I love that. The 5-speed shifter is still a really great shifter. Surprisingly short throws even by modern standards. Reverse, of course, is over there. No backup camera, no iPod connectivity, no satellite radio. The clutch has a nice springy effort. It's a really easy car to drive. And even the handbrake, it hasn't been yanked so hard by multiple people, so it actually is adjusted properly. You don't typically, I find that these older cars, you pull on them so hard because people have yanked on them for too hard and they've ruined the setting on that. Look at that, an ashtray over here. You've got 2 cup holders. You have a nice 2-tier storage over here, the lid is surprisingly sturdy, which is really nice. I'm shocked to see that. Glove compartment there. Look at this. The original window sticker is in here. Although it doesn't show a price. I'll talk about the price in my second video, but check this out. 1999 Prelude two-door Type SH. I mean, this is super cool. This car was built entirely in Japan. So I can see why these cars are so sought after. 2227 mpg. That's probably been updated, of course, for today's modern re-rating system of the EPA. But I mean, you have to be super impressed. This interior is still really roomy. It's still really spacious. And I'm just gobsmacked at how clean it is. Even the carpet is very high quality plush. It's a plush, high quality carpet, which you don't even find in a lot of Honda's modern cars today. Preludes, of course, did come with a back seat. If you want to get into the back seat, you just pull that lever there. It kind of pushes the seat forward. As you can see, it's just a 2+2 arrangement, and the legroom back here is pretty tight. Materials, it's all hard touch plastic. It's kind of a Spartan back seat, but you don't buy a Prelude, of course, for a big back seat. But this was, of course, bigger than what you got in the Civic. The Accord Coupe really started to replace this car, especially in 2001 when they discontinued the Prelude. So obviously, guys, it's not every day that I get to drive around in a 1999 Prelude Type SH that's been sitting in a time capsule at Honda's museum. So I figured I would show you guys just a quick overview on the condition of this thing. As you can see, it's in immaculate shape. And I bet there's a lot of people watching this video right now that basically is telling Honda, shut up and take my money, because this car, if Honda decided to put it on Bring a Trailer, I would imagine it's gonna bring in at least $30,000. And I imagine there's probably a few people out there that would pay it or pay even more, because trying to find a Type SH that's unmolested, that's untrashed, that's in immaculate shape is near impossible. It's amazing to me how a car that's over 20 years old has actually appreciated in value. So if you guys were one of the lucky enough ones to buy one of these and keep it, you've got a rare gem on your hands. And if you guys have always wanted one of these things, stay tuned to watch my actual full review of this thing, because I've actually never driven one. I still haven't driven this car yet on the road as of this filming. So in the second video, we're gonna go for a drive. We're gonna talk about my thoughts on the Prelude, and maybe even talk about, should Honda bring the Prelude back? I really think they should, especially since they just discontinued a couple years ago. The Accord Coupe and the Civic Coupe was also discontinued. But with all that said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video on this beautiful conditioned 1999 Honda Prelude Type SH. If you're also looking to see the latest cars I'm testing, be sure to follow me on Instagram at redline_reviews, like us on Facebook, and as always, guys, please keep subscribing to the Redline Reviews YouTube channel for all the latest reviews. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you all in the next video.